Hey YouTube, I'm Mars1952, and a friend of mine asked me to put a Volquartsen extended bolt release on his Mark II, Ruger Mark II. So I said I'd do that for him, and I'm going to film it. So there's the box. Here's the extended bolt release. You compare that to the one on the gun. Now, the reason he wants to do that is because when you try to push it down, you can't get a purchase on it. When the bolt's open, you just have to really push down hard on it. Sometimes you can get it, sometimes you can't. But Ruger doesn't want you to release it that way anyway. They want you to pull back on the bolt, then push down, you're good to go. But the other problem is, like say you don't have a magazine in it, like this, which we've already safety checked this by the way. You don't have a magazine in there and you want to hold the bolt open. So you grip it, try to push up on that, you just cannot get a purchase on it, at least I can't. So I ended up doing this to hold the bolt open, which that works okay. But what I wanted to do, well, he wants me to put this on. He's already bought it. I don't know how much it costs, you can look it up. But I looked at this and thought I might be able to modify that. So before I put the new one on, I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to try to modify this. But let's take it apart. I'm going to take off the grips and skip ahead. Alright, so now we've got the grips removed. And this goes right there where the old one is. And it's pretty easy to get out. All you have to do is push out the hammer pin. So you can find a punch like this one that's just the right size, or you can do like I did and make a punch out of a nail. This is a 16 penny box nail as opposed to a 16 penny common. So like that's a 16 penny common nail. You might be able to see slightly fatter. I made a bunch of these, took nails and made push punches out of them. If you hammer on these, they're not going to last very long at all because they're soft metal. They're meant to be driven into wood. But some of them I put rounded points on like that, and some of them I have blunt points. In this case we're going to need a blunt point, and it's going to push this pin out right here, right there. It's going to just chase the pin out, leave the nail in place. Alright, I forgot. First thing you have to do is safety check it, release the hammer, and then you take the pressure off of the hammer spring. Just release that, just like that. Now there's no pressure on it, so the pin can be pushed out. You want to keep light pressure on the other side of the pin. Push it all the way out, start chase it out with this nail. There you go, it's out. And that part fell right off. Let me back that up a little bit and show you how that went on there. So this hooks underneath this pin, just like that. So we're going to take that off, and to put the new one on is nothing to it. You just hook it under the pin first, except I'm being all clumsy. Hook it under the pin and drop it on that one, and chase it back through. Chase the nail back through. Keep light pressure or tension on the nail so that it follows it nicely. Comes all the way out the other side. That's all there is to it. That's why it didn't come with the directions. It's so easy to do. But I'm going to take that back out after I modify this, and I'll put this in and see how that works. We all should know pretty much how this extended magazine release is going to work. But I want to see how my modified pin is going to work. Here's the part. Came right out of the pistol. Now this is not a very expensive part from Ruger. I can't remember exactly. It might be one of those $2 parts, but I'm not sure. It might be as much as 10. But it's normally you buy a Volquartsen or some other brand extended magazine release, and you throw this in the closet. So essentially it's free. So what I'm going to do is hammer it so this part is flat. I'm going to use a brass hammer. Hopefully it will not mar the metal too much. That's mostly flat. Get a few more whacks, wouldn't hurt it. Okay, so that sticks up a little bit. Let me grab another tool. I have these pieces of aluminum that I use to keep stuff from getting marred. Let's put that in there. Tighten it down. Stick it up just a little bit. This has to be clamped down pretty tight. Alright, let's take it out and see what kind of damage I did. There it is. I'm back from the vise, and here's the part. You can see it didn't get marred too badly, and it's pretty much at a 90. I'm going to put it on now. So I've got you're still loose here. Of course, it's still safety checked. And I'm going to drive this pin. Oops! I'm going to drive that pin out with the push pin. Slide it on. The hardest part of this job is changing the grips. I'm going to chase it out with the hammer pin. Hammer pin's all the way back. Another sort of tricky part of it is to get this lined up. Now, if you swing it, when you swing it in, if you don't get a little kickback like that, you don't have it lined up right. So lock it back down and put the grips on. I will fast forward through this. Okay. The grips back on. And here, this is the customized standard Ruger grip. Put the magazine in. It holds open. And I can do it without too much trouble. It is a little pointy on the edge there. It'd be nice if it was just a little bit longer, maybe rounded over. Okay, so let's see if we can get the bolt to lock open. You can see it's not locking. We'll just lock her open. I still can't push up on that with one hand. Oh, there it goes. Just barely reach it. See, that hump on this grip gets in the way. But it does make it so that you can release it. Now, if you want to, if I shift my grip a little bit, like that, do it again here, so I don't know if you can see it. So shift the grip, I can get under that and lock it open. Whereas I couldn't, no matter what I did before, I couldn't get the factory bolt stop to work. That's a bolt stop. That's a bolt release. Depends on who's making them. Alright, well, I guess I'll put that the Volquartsen in and show you what that looks like. But I'll just go zip right through it. Well, I pushed the old one off. Drop the Volquartsen in here. Push the pin back out with the hammer pin. This time it didn't line up perfectly, so wiggle it a little bit. There it goes. Put the grips back on. Okay, we're still here. Now here's the Volquartsen. You can see it sticks out quite a bit. It's pretty easy. There's no bolt in there, or no magazine in there. It's easy to manipulate without moving your hand, and it's also easy to press down. So it's still, this is superior to my free. You can see there's quite a bit of difference in real estate there. The Volquartsen sticks back farther and extends farther forward. But I don't see why you guys can't do this. Now on a blue one, you know, a regular steel one that's been blued, hammering on it's going to mess up the finish, but this is stainless steel. And I think, can you get her up there even closer? Focus, there it goes. Alright, well I think it's just as good. Darn near as good anyway. You can certainly release the bolt with it without any stretching, without removing your grip. So anyway, another tip for you. You don't have to buy an extended bolt release, you can make your own. That's all for now.